Good morning. Today I'm doing an early morning reading again. I have been reading through a couple of passages, just opening my Bible to whatever it opens up for my message for today. And then I'd seen a couple of writings from Christian writers as well, and it seemed to be that the messages that they were giving me were two parts. The first one was, "Do not be swayed by the world around you. Hold on to truth. We walk by faith and not by sight." And that has to do with one of the readings that I read for today, which was Job 12. And we'll go over that later. The other one was spiritual intercession at this time. So with the recent election and with everything going on in the world today, and with all the politics going on and all the wars, just spiritual intercession for others, standing in the gap. The cupbearer's legacy that we talked about in previous videos, where Nehemiah goes to Israel and he covers the people. He stands in the gap as he rebuilds the walls. So when you cover others, God also covers you. So Nehemiah was a cupbearer prior to going to Israel. So those were the two messages I got from Christian writers today. I'm just reading through that this morning. But I did read through a couple of passages in the Bible, and today is Sunday, December 22nd, 2024, so it's close to Christmas. The first message that I got today was 2 Maccabees 1 through 10. It was just an encouragement letter, just a short paragraph, 1 through 10, encouragement letter from the Israelis to other Jews, the ones in Egypt, asking them to celebrate the miracle of the oil. I read this message, and it seemed to be about those under pharaohs, those that have been in places where religion is persecuted, just asking them also to celebrate the miracle of the oil in Hanukkah. And then Hanukkah and Christmas are together this year in 2024. Last time it happened was around 20 years ago. So I guess this also relates to Christians as well, this message. So the next message that I got was, I opened up my Bible again, and it came to Ezekiel 40, 28, 37 through 37. It was about building of a new temple. I'm not sure what the whole message was about, but I just read a small portion in which it was talking about info about the north gate and the east gates being built, and something about palms was in there. It made me think of Palm Sunday and kind of Christianity. And then, I don't know, it just made me think of like a restoration of the temple, a revival of faith in the north and the east. And I'm not sure where north and east would be, if that's the United States or around the world or wherever, but I just thought that that was kind of the message from that reading today. The next thing that I read was Daniel 8 and 9, vision of the ram and the he-goat. So the he-goat comes from the west, and he kills the two-horned ram in Daniel's vision. The two-horned ram, I assume, would be from the east. And then 4 will rise after that and take over, but not as strong as their predecessor. So that was the vision that Daniel had. It was a dream that he had. Kind of correlates to the other dream that he had in the previous video that we discussed about the 4 kingdoms as well. Then Daniel 9 was Daniel's prayer of repentance prior to the 70th year that he'd been studying Jeremiah and Jeremiah's works, and he was trying to figure out exactly when they would return from Babylon. And he knew that repentance always occurs before restoration, so he got down on his knees and he prayed to God and asked for repentance. And he was a spiritual intercessor for the entire all the Jews of Babylon, kind of asking for them to be restored back to their homeland. So that was his prayer of repentance. There was a discussion and a revelation from Gabriel, the archangel, and also Gabriel was mentioned in the dream as well, that Daniel has. There's a slight mention of him in that dream as well. So just once again, God covers our spiritual intercessors and when they stand in the gap. So that seemed to be an important message for today. This prayer does coincide with current timeline of repentance and restoration of God's people as well. So that's a good message for today, I think. Psalm 59 was the next one that my Bible opened up to. It's just a protection prayer against bloodthirsty enemies is what it's titled. And it kind of reminded me similar of the he-goat and the two-horned ram, where the he-goat just comes from the west and kind of attacks the two-horned ram. So, the last thing that I read for today was Job 12, 12 through 25. And this was interesting that my book opened to this one. I've been going through some things myself, so I kind of sometimes relate to Job. I'm sure other Christians do as well. Job's third reply to his friends. So Job was going through all sorts of hardships, and his friends kind of approached him. One of his friends' name was Eliphaz, and he believed that Job's agony and suffering must be due to sins he secretly committed against God. And Eliphaz accused him of dishonesty and engaging in bad behavior. So he urged Job to seek God's favor as if God is transactional, right? So if we do good things for God, then God will treat us well, right? So, but sometimes that's not the case. So as we find out that sometimes in Job's third reply, he says that God created everything and God's actions affect everything. Sometimes God allows bad things to happen to good people and everything, just like in the story of Joseph, right? And everything's done under the sun. It's all orchestrated by God. So in the story of Joseph, we have providence, right? So, and also in the story of Job, we have providence as well. So these are good things. Sometimes bad things happen to good people just so that good things will happen for everyone later on down the road, because Job and Joseph have to learn some lessons and learn some wisdom and some discernment so that they can help people down the road. So anyways, that's the messages that I got for today. I just have this little bookmark here. It says, "Peace I leave you, my peace I give to you. As the world gives, do I give to you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid." It's John 14-27. And I just think that that's a good message for today, with Christmas coming, and it's supposed to be peaceful and joyful and full of love and happiness. So let not your heart be troubled by all the wars and all the politics and all the craziness that's happening in the world, and just, stand in faith. And, like they say, do not be swayed by the world around you. Hold on to truth. We walk by faith and not by sight. And consider being a spiritual intercessor. Stand in the gap for others. Cupbearer's legacy. When you cover others, God also covers you. Anyways, that's my message for today. Have a good day.